Hey guys, I'm Layla. Today we are in Raid Shadow Legends, and we're going to be checking out the lore story for Mad Hatter, who was just introduced into the game Raid for this fun Wonderland co-op that we have going, and this collaboration, which I think is great. It's fun. It's fantastic. And I love the anim. Look at that. He's very animated. I love that he kind of like does a little bit of a dance and then bows. A lot of fun. I have not had a chance to check out his lore yet. I was waiting for you guys. But already, I love his design. And at the time of this recording, he is the new fusion champ that is added to the game. And to be kind of like a hybrid. Love the dance. So it ends up being where you have to collect fragments. You also have to collect champs as well too. So I can't wait to read his lore story. I feel like Raid absolutely nailed it with his design. And I'm hoping they did a good job with his lore too. So let's check it out together. There is perhaps no individual in all of Teleria more aptly named than the Mad Hatter. In his own words, he is indeed rather quite mad. It wears an undoubtedly fetching hat. The Mad Hatter is a dark sorcerer and potion brewmaster whose techniques would draw snorts of derision, horrified cries, or demands from his permanent imprisonment and even execution from experts if they knew of it. Generally considered foolish or dangerous by most night revenants, the Hatter was without direction for a time until the Queen of Hearts discovered him. Too insane and obsessed with his special works to be a threat to her position, yet highly skilled enough to be a useful asset, he was an ideal wizard to serve the vain and impulsive queen. Excited to finally be acknowledged by someone, the Hatter gladly took to forging a key with a queen's crown symbol as a handle. He tied it to his hat as a sign of her ownership of his creations and his locked-in like-kin loyalty to her. The source of the Hatter's madness is, at least in part, his hat. It was an element of his most formative experiment and is magically fused to his head. Ensorcelled with dozens of spells and soaked in potions of magical protection and absorption, the hat was devised by the Hatter to protect him on a quest in the Lost Isles long ago. He traveled to the great volcano known as the Throat. Home, rumor had it, to a monstrous power that defied reason. Little did the Hatter know that the ineffable beast that calls itself the Demon Lord was there. His magical protections were nothing against the Demon Lord's reality-shifting and mind-bending radiations. Thus, the Hatter was made mad, and his hat was rendered immovable. Mad the Hatter may have become, but that only fueled his imagination, changing everything about the way he devised spells and tested recipes for potions and tinctures. He created what have become his most crucial tools, a clawed staff, above which rotates a small, magically suspended, self-heating cauldron and a teapot. The latter is no ordinary household object. It is completely sentient, screeching and screaming whenever the Hatter's latest brew is complete. Otherwise, it babbles, it witters with the Hatter for hours, suggesting alternate ingredients, cracking lewd jokes, or making terrible puns. In public, it enjoys insulting passers-by before pretending to be completely inanimate, so the Hatter gets the blame. How the Hatter devises his creations and concoctions is unique every time he sets a task. He follows no rules or regulations. For some recipes, he adds amounts of selected ingredients according to card draws. A 7 will mean 7 sprinkles of kidney stone dust or 7 crow's feet, for example. Careful to shuffle the deck in several different ways before each draw, it is all but impossible for him to repeat a creation, for chance directs him as much as his and his teapot's insane genius. The Mad Hatter's timing methodology also deviates much from the norm. He carries a large pocket watch, better to always be punctual for the Queen of Hearts, that gives him the time of any location in Teleria on command. When a potion is brewed, can be crucial. He is full of such notions as lunch and Carrock, dinner a Crockham, always makes a spell a broken, and never brew 'em when sun sets in Durham. The Hatter knows that for some creations, crafting them when it's tea time in the Sorrow Lakes or midnight in Nerissa is optimum or worse. It was the Hatter who informed the Queen of Hearts of the immense insectoid power residing in the heart of Durham Forest. Why did he do such a thing? Because he knew his mighty, splendoriferous, beautiful, wise, and true queen would want to know and want to claim what she could. She was the only one who understood him as much as anyone could. She let him build some of her great palace, including her chessboard-inspired court hall and her croquet court, complete with ponds and lakes that easily outshone any other in all Teleria. More selfishly, he wanted to go to Durham too. He and his teapot had fantasized for years about what they could do with the stinger, chitin, claws, venom, petals, pollen, and mushrooms from 100,000 varieties of lethal species not found anywhere else. There was no limit, not one. And what if they could learn from the insect lord themselves? It was enough to make the teapot boil over with excitement. The Hatter giggled and jumped up and down at the spot as they speculated over cups of tarantula fang and mint brew. Okay, that is the lore story for the Mad Hatter. Look at that, he takes the bow just as I end the story. I'd love to know what you guys think of it. I thought that was a pretty fun story. I think Raid's doing a really good job of finding ways to incorporate these heroes into the world of Teleria, right? So apparently it looks like the problem that he had was he found the Demon Lord and he wasn't prepared for that. And I find it interesting that they said that his hat is magically fused to his head. It cannot be removed. And that is what's causing his insanity. Right? That there's all these spells that are attached to the hat, and yeah, he can't remove it, so now he's stuck with it. And they have this whole thing with the teapot. Oh, well, look, the teapot actually has eyes and a face. I didn't notice that before, but it looks like the pattern. So this is happy. Its tongue is sticking out here. He looks angry. So it looks like the teapot has like these different expressions as well too. And in the lore story, they make the teapot be sentient as well too, where the teapot talks to him, insults people, you know, so it kind of has like a mind of its own as well. I think that's kind of a fun addition that they added in here for those of us that know, you know, the Alice in Wonderland, Mad Hatter, Tea Party, the whole thing there, is that they kept the teapot, but they did kind of something fun with it. So guys, I'd love to know what you think for the lore story from Mad Hatter. Please drop me a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. I think they did a good job. I think he looks amazing. And I'm personally going to be going for his fusion as well too. And I just noticed too, we have the staff and he's got the cauldron just like rotating above it as well. Guys, subscribe to the channel, like the video. Let me know what you think of this lore story from Mad Hatter and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.